I was 7 years old when I got my first pair, and I stepped outside, and I was like, Mama, this air bubble.
How to get rid of stress and frustration. This is something that we're going to be talking about. And firstly, what is stress? So stress is when you're actually going against the natural rhythms and the natural flow of life. It's an indicator. It's life's gift to us as an indicator that, okay, we're moving in the wrong direction. We're having the wrong thoughts, the wrong emotion that's not in flow with nature, not in flow with who we are deep down. That's happening right now. We're creating that right now. So we start to get stressed. So it's an indicator. So it's a beautiful opportunity for us to catch ourselves and be like, okay, I'm going in the wrong direction here. Now, there's many different types of stress. There's mental stress, there's emotional stress, there's stress from trauma and childhood, there's physical stress. These are all in just different areas. And I want to go into how that can start, how that stress can start, how we can catch it, and then how we can actually evaporate it, relax into who we really are. So just to give you an idea, I actually filmed this video about 10 minutes ago, and I actually went into this video for about 8 minutes or so. And I got up and I went to check it, and I literally said to myself, oh, imagine if that didn't film, because it was quite an inspired video, and it hadn't filmed. And I was just like, wow. But it's perfect, because this is what I'm talking about. And I did not feel any stress or any frustration, because I catch myself. And it's so interesting that I'm talking about this topic, and then a great example comes up to test me. Life likes to test us to see where we're at. So that was a perfect opportunity for me to get stressed and frustrated and say, I'm stressed and frustrated because of the camera didn't do this and this. No, I take full responsibility, and maybe I didn't click it right. And I have full ownership of what I think, how I feel, and how I act. And when we start to really realize that, it's exciting, because then we actually have full power and control over our experience of life. And no one can take that away from you. So let's talk about mental stress. So mental stress, the conscious mind is always in the future or the past. Of course there's going to be stress there. Because in the past you're going to be thinking, oh, what didn't you do well? Or, oh, I could have done that better. Or that was so amazing, that moment. Why can't I experience it like that? You're comparing to your past, which is going to bring stress. It's not in flow to live in the past. Or in the future. Let's take the example of, I don't have much money. And oh my God, I'm going to stress about that, because what happens if I don't have money, and then I don't have money to buy food, and then I starve, and then no one comes and helps me, and then I'm helpless. That builds so much stress in the body, and it's not serving anyone. And it's because your mind, conscious mind, resides in the past or the future. And we shouldn't reside in the past or the future. So the indicator of stress comes up, because it's like, beep, 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 beep. Stop residing in the future or the past. You're not there yet, and the past has disappeared. Move on. Live right here, right now. This is all we've got. This is your reality. There will never be another moment that isn't right now. So if your conscious mind is residing in the future or the past, of course there's going to be mental stress, because that is the indication that you're not actually living in harmony with nature. Nature is happening right here, right now. Not in the past, not in the future. Right now as you watch this, are you thinking about something in the future? Or maybe you're comparing to something in the past. These are things that we really need to become aware of. Start to become aware of your thoughts. And then what can you do? How can you actually come to the present, where there is no stress, because you're living in balance and you're living with harmony with nature, living in harmony with nature. One gateway, one bridge is the breath. The breath is always happening in the present moment. So take a deep breath. That is happening right here, right now. It brings your attention, your awareness, your focus into this present moment. And you can't experience mental stress. You may still be experiencing some emotional stress, some physical stress, but we can deal with them as well. So using the breath, emotional stress, physical stress. What is an emotion? Emotion is energy in motion. So often, maybe when we were a kid, we had an emotion run through us, energy, ripple through us. But then maybe someone said like, stop, don't do that. And there was this natural inspiration, this natural expression running through us, and it was stopped and it was halted. And then we thought that that was something negative. So we stopped it, and what you resist persists. So our emotion, they get stuck in our body on a loop and on a cycle. So we want to reintroduce ourselves to these emotions by focusing on them. We're often running away from them. We feel frustration, for example. We don't even allow ourselves to feel it. We just start reacting to something externally. So I feel frustrated at my partner. I'm going to start reacting at her and saying she's the problem, when it's all going on inside me. It's only when I take full responsibility, become aware that, wow, I'm actually creating this frustration within me. Then I can withdraw my attention from the external reality where I'm projecting onto and bring it into my body. Find out where this frustration is actually located. This is an art. And if you're just starting out, it'll be difficult to do because you've spent your whole life running it away from these sensations on your body and projecting externally. So you find out, where is it? Oh wow, it's in my chest area. What color is it? What you want to do is you want to start separating yourself, rather than riding on a roller coaster, for example, and being like, frustration, and like going up or going down, side. You're attached to your frustration. You are your frustration. You want to start experiencing your frustration behind it. Like you're looking at the roller coaster from 200 meters away. You're observing it. Oh wow, there's a few dips there, then it goes round. The color's red. Wow, people seem to be like, ooh, like I can hear them a little bit. That's what you want to get the experience with your own frustration. Oh, where is it in my chest? What color is it? Wow, it's a bit jumpy. And when you start bringing your awareness in this manner to your stressful emotions, they start to lose their grip. You're no longer feeding them with constantly projections outside, which then gives them more fuel. And then you project even more and it gives more fuel. No, you take full responsibility. And you drop into your own body. And they start to lose their power. They start to disappear. And when something happens that would normally cause you frustration, yet it no longer causes that reaction within, that is freedom. Freedom is not having all the money in the world, having all the women or the men in the world, having all the power in the world. It's not an external thing. Freedom comes from within. No matter what happens externally, you realize that you are in full control of your emotions, of your thoughts. These two things you're in full control of. And you no longer react. You no longer unconsciously react, which creates arguments, which creates tension. It creates misery for yourself, but you are creating it. It's time we actually start looking at ourselves. Start going within, start taking responsibility of our own stress, of our own frustration, and give up the story that someone else is making us stressful, someone else is making us frustrated. No. You are making yourself stressful and yourself frustrated by what's going on within. So come back to the breath, come back to the sensations on the body, come back to taking full responsibility of what's going on. And this is a journey. This is a long journey because of the amount of stress and frustration and trauma that we've just continued to build up and build up and build up. It's just like a program now that's running for most of us. So if you want to start living with different software, a different program, then you're the one that's going to have to rewrite that. And this is one way, one quick way that you can begin. So that is one way how to get rid of stress and frustration for good. Get rid of the belief that stress is a part of your life. It has to be a part of your life. No, you're in full control of how you deal, how you respond, react to external situations. Just like I recorded that video before. And I'm not sure if this one will record. I hope so. But we are in full control of how we respond to something externally. And when we actually realize that and when we choose how we respond, that's how we get rid of stress and frustration, and that is freedom. Stick out my tongue so everyone could see that logo. Nike Air Flight book bag was so dope.